Welcome to Neurodegeneration and Artificial Intelligence, the podcast where neuroscience meets cutting edge technology to illuminate new paths in brain health. I'm your host, Sukant. Today's episode is titled AI Facilitated Support Groups and Communities for Neurodegeneration Awareness. We are diving into how AI is transforming the landscape of peer support, patient advocacy, and community building for those affected by neurodegenerative conditions. Imagine virtual spaces where patients, caregivers, and researchers connect seamlessly, share experiences, and access tailored resources. AI is making this possible, and we'll unpack how. Joining me is my good friend Brooks, a colleague Malika from neuroscience. Both of them are senior researchers. Uh, there is Professor Kanis Fatima, who's moving to Middle East from India as a neuroscience and pharmacology researcher. There are young scientists, emerging scientists, Kanak, Sohit, Sahil, Aditya, and Jignasa. Let's get started. Brooks, as someone who spent decades in neuroscience, what unique value does AI bring to support groups and patient communities that traditional models cannot offer?
Yeah, so AI fundamentally redefines what support means for neurodegenerative communities. Traditional support groups, while invaluable, are often limited by geography, scheduling, and the variability of peer expertise. AI-driven platforms, in contrast, provide always-on, personalized access to resources and community. Natural language processing algorithms can moderate forums to ensure conversations remain supportive and evidence based, while intelligent recommendation systems connect individuals with others facing similar disease stages or symptoms. So, this targeted peer matching not only fosters empathy but also accelerates the sharing of practical coping strategies. Moreover, AI can surface relevant educational content or local clinical trial opportunities based on a user's profile, making support groups not just a space for emotional connection, but a dynamic hub for actionable information. The result is more inclusive, responsive, and empowering experience for patients and caregivers alike.
Well, thanks, Brooks. This is very powerful foundation for our discussion. What you've essentially told is that it combines what otherwise a clinician, a family, some other health group, which is usually missing in neurodegeneration, a peer group, or an elderly care home, all of it can be virtually there. And unlike a static environment, AI can give as per need personalized basis. This is very revolutionary.
Exactly.
Obviously, the scaling is a challenge, but yeah, this is a very revolutionary change. It's not just incremental change. So thank you for that. Now let's move to sort of sustaining AI-enabled communities. Malika, you are a developmental biologist, but you're also very interested in various aspects, not just of neurodegeneration, of taking things from laboratory to bedside, right, to translational research. Since
Right.
you're a big advocate of things that need to translate, I want to understand, right, how
Yeah.
AI facilitated communities address the diverse needs of neurodegeneration stakeholders, patients, caregivers, clinicians, and researchers.
Right. So, what I believe is AI's strength lies in its capacity to dynamically adapt to the multifaceted needs of each community member. For patients, for example, AI chatbots provide 24/7 companionship, symptom tracking, and medication reminders, thus reducing the isolation and supporting disease self management. On the other hand, caregivers will benefit from AI curated knowledge bases that offer real time advice tailored to the specific challenges that they face, like managing behavioral symptoms in dementia, including Alzheimer's. Clinicians can participate in AI moderated forums where anonymized patient narratives are aggregated and analyzed, thus revealing emerging trends or unmet needs in care delivery. For researchers, on the other hand, AI can synthesize discussions across thousands of posts to identify gap areas in patient education or common misconceptions, informing further and future outreach. And more importantly, these platforms can be multilingual and culturally adaptive, ensuring that the support is accessible regardless of whatever language or background patient or caregiver or the community has. By leveraging sentiment analysis and engagement metrics, AI systems can proactively identify those users who are at risk of burnout or depression, therefore prompting timely interventions and also referrals to professional help. So, overall, this holistic, data driven approach will transform passive communities into active, resilient networks that evolve with their members.
Yeah, this is really, really amazing how you've tied sort of different stakeholders and how AI needs to work with them differently, and how without inventing anything, the current transformers themselves can be one of the pillars, not the only one in this
Right.
solution. So we're not talking of future, we are talking of current thing and scaling. And the real trick is in adapting it to the right environment. Coming to adapting to the specific needs, I know Dr. Kaniz. She's very interested in serving a community. So Kaniz is very interested in communities which are underrepresented. She has done very good work in India, and now she is very interested in Arabic communities. She's moving to Gulf countries, GCC countries, and she understands that their patient data set has been underrepresented, language has been an issue. So, given that you've been looking at challenges faced by underrepresented groups in accessing support, how does AI help bridge these gaps?
Yes, I think AI is positioned to democratize access to support for marginalized or geographically isolated populations. That is, it helps make expert knowledge available to everyone. We have often seen that complex neuroscientific knowledge is logged in academic paper or specialist clinic. It can become accessible through AI-driven summaries and customized educational content within support community. I would like to quote it with an example, such as AI chatbots in Parkinson's or Alzheimer's support group can explain clinical trial results or treatment option in layman terms that ultimately empowers the patient and the caregiver with actionable insight. Also, there are certain regions where discussing cognitive decline is taboo. AI can facilitate anonymous peer interaction and provide culturally appropriate resources. So, this ensures that no one is left behind in support ecosystems.
That's really insightful on how it can actually serve the person, the most marginalized person. This is a very revolutionary change. Tanak, as a neurodegeneration researcher coming from molecular cell biology perspective, uh, a lot of these things are a different direction for you, but you are someone who's looking at 360 from patient support, doctors, AI platforms to actually drug discovery, basic biology. So you have a very 360-degree perspective. I would like to ask you, what are the technical challenges that you have thought of or have heard of in designing these AI-enabled support platforms, and how can they be addressed?
Yes, so according to me, the primary technical challenge lies in balancing personalization with privacy. The AI systems require access to sensitive health and behavioral data to deliver tailored experiences, but this raises significant concerns about data security and also the user consent. Moreover, the implementing a robust encryption protocols, federated learning models, and transparent data governance frameworks is essential to safeguard user information. Also, the another challenge that I would say is ensuring the reliability and accuracy of AI generated recommendations, especially in a clinical context. This demands continuous validation against expert curated data sets, and I would say the integration of human in the loop mechanisms. Moreover, where moderators or clinicians can oversee and correct the AI outputs also. And the scalability is also a concern. And as these platforms must support thousands of current users from diverse backgrounds, leveraging cloud based architectures and modular AI components can help manage these complexities. And finally, designing intuitive user interfaces that accommodate varying levels of digital literacy is also critical for widespread adoption. And by involving end users in the co-design process, conducting iterative usability testing, and developers can create platforms that are both powerful and accessible to all.
Okay, that's very good. Sohit, you are a young AI researcher. I would like you to tell how does machine learning enhance the collective intelligence of these communities?
Yeah, so I feel like machine learning acts as a connective tissue that amplifies the collective wisdom of support groups, like by analyzing patterns in user interactions, symptom reports, and shared experiences. Machine learning models can identify best practices, emerging concerns, or even early warning signs of disease progression. Like, for instance, if multiple users report new side effects after a medication change, the system can now flag this for community discussion or like a for expert review. Recommendation algorithms can surface the most relevant threats or resources based on a user's profile, thus ensuring that information is both timely and personalized. I feel like over time, these models learn from feedback, continuously refining their outputs to better serve the community. Importantly, machine learning can also facilitate knowledge transfer between different disease communities, thus highlighting common challenges and successful interventions that may be applicable across conditions. This creates a virtuous cycle where the community becomes smarter and more supportive with every other interaction.
Okay, that's really useful. Sahel, what role does data visualization play in these AI facilitated communities?
Yeah. So AI data visualization is crucial for making complex information accessible and actionable within support communities. Interactive dashboards can display aggregated trends in symptom progression, treatment efficiency, or community sentiment by helping users and moderators to quickly grasp the collective experience. Visualizations can also highlight the diversity of experiences within the group, fostering empathy and reducing feelings of isolation. For researchers and clinicians, these tools provide valuable insights into real world patient journeys, informing both clinical practice and future research. So, by presenting data in intuitive formats such as heat maps, timelines, or network graphs, AI platforms empower users to make informed decisions about their care and engagement.
Aditya, how do these AI powered platforms ensure inclusivity and reduce bias in community support?
Ensuring inclusivity starts with diverse data. AI models must be trained on datasets that reflect the full spectrum of ages, genders, ethnicities, and disease stages present in the neurodegeneration community. Bias detection algorithms should be employed to monitor for disparities in recommendations or support provided. User feedback loops are essential platforms should make it easy for members to flag content for experiences that feel exclusionary allowing developers to make real-time adjustments. Additionally, transparency in how AI decisions are made helps build trust and accountability. By prioritizing fairness and inclusivity at every stage of development, these platforms can create welcoming environments where all voices are heard.
Jinyasa, what are some ways AI can help measure the impact of support groups on patient outcomes?
So yeah, AI can track a range of engagement metrics, frequency of participation, sentiment analysis of posts, and changes in self-reported well-being to assess the effectiveness of support groups. So by correlating these metrics with clinical outcomes such as symptom management or quality of life scores, AI can provide evidence for the tangible benefits of community participation. Like predictive analytics can also identify which types of interaction are most strongly associated with positive outcomes, guiding future improvement in platform design. So over time, this data-driven approaches enables continuous optimization, ensuring that support groups deliver maximum value to their members.
You made an important point. I think humans and even AI system looking at the predictive analytics, so identifying what type of interactions are actually benefiting. In fact, there could be things which could be disastrous. Seen that firsthand, I'll not go into it, and several brain health problems. So I think that predictive analytics is a game changer. So that's a very important point. Now let's look at the future and ethical considerations. Brooks, looking ahead, what emerging AI technologies do you see as the most transformative for neurodegeneration support communities?
Yeah, so emerging technologies like conversational AI avatars and immersive virtual reality environments are really poised to revolutionize support communities. The avatars can simulate empathetic conversations, providing companionship and guidance tailored to individual needs. Virtual reality support groups can recreate the intimacy of face to face interactions, overcoming barriers of distance and mobility. Additionally, advances in emotion recognition and adaptive content delivery will enable platforms to respond dynamically to users' emotional states. And this offers targeted resources or interventions when they are needed. These innovations promise to make support not only more accessible, but more human, and foster deeper connections and resilience in the face of neurodegenerative challenges.
Well, that's really important points that you said. That emotion recognition and adaptive sort of content delivery makes it very dynamic and not just human like, probably even better than most human therapists and clinicians and caregivers. So this is humanizing AI as we even discussed earlier. So let's move on to Malika. Malika, what ethical considerations must guide the deployment of these AI facilitated communities?
Yeah, so certainly ethical stewardship is paramount. We have to be very careful about the ethics part of AI, using it. First, safeguarding privacy and ensuring informed consent are, of course, non negotiable. Users must have clear control over their data and understand also clearly how it will be used. Second, transparency in AI decision making builds trust and accountability. Third, platforms must proactively also address the risk of misinformation, employing expert moderation and fact checking at the back end to maintain the integrity of shared knowledge. And finally, inclusivity must be a guiding principle with ongoing efforts to identify and mitigate bias in the system and thus ensure accessibility for users with disabilities and also respect cultural differences. So, I believe by embedding these values into the design and governance of AI enabled communities, we can certainly harness their full potential for good.
Yeah, Malika, thanks again. So you have, I think, been very important guide in how it can be not just this system, other aspects of AI in awareness and various aspects of neurodegeneration, how they can be inclusive. So I think these are very important guiding principles for anyone designing future tech. Now, Kaniz, what role do you see for interdisciplinary collaboration in advancing these AI-driven support ecosystems?
I think interdisciplinary collaboration is essential for creating robust and user-centered support platform. Neuroscientists, AI engineers, clinicians, ethicists, and patient advocates each bring unique perspective and expertise. And by working together, we can ensure that technological solutions are grounded in clinical reality and they are ethically sound also and truly responsive to the need of those living with neurodegenerative disease. Like in UAE, research collaboration are using AI-powered MRI analysis to support faster diagnosis of Parkinson disease, even in the remote areas. So yeah, ultimately, it's this spirit of partnership that will drive meaningful progress in the field.
Yeah, very well said, and an excellent example. Kanak, what are the most pressing research questions for the next generation of AI facilitated support communities?
There are indeed some key research questions that should include, like how to optimize AI algorithms for cross-cultural adaptability, and how to measure long-term impacts on patient outcomes. Moreover, like how to integrate real-world evidence from support communities into clinical practice. Other thing is there's also a need to explore the psychological effects of virtual support. Does it reduce loneliness, improve adherence, or foster resilience? And investigating the interplay between human moderators and AI agents will also help define best practices for hybrid support models. And addressing these questions will guide the response evolution of community platforms in a very well manner.
That's very well said. Sohit, what excites you most about the future of AI in this space?
Yeah, well, I'm most excited by the prospect of truly personalized global support networks where every individual, regardless of geography or background, can find community, knowledge, and hope. AI's ability to learn from and adapt to each other's journey means that support can be both deeply empathetic and also scientifically grounded. This convergence of technology and compassion has the potential to transform lives on a scale we are just beginning to imagine.
Well, very well said. Let's have sort of takeaways from today's vibrant discussion. I think I'd like to thank all the people. Let's look at overall thing that we had a very transformative potential exploration. So, what is the potential of this AI facilitated support groups for neurodegeneration awareness? We explored how these platforms foster connection, empower diverse stakeholders, deliver tailored resources, while also grappling with technical, ethical, and research challenges. As AI continues to evolve, interdisciplinary collaboration and steadfast commitment to inclusivity will be key. What we did not include is potential of AI to learn from data generated by AI and how it can go haywire. So far, we are talking of all the positives in the world of AI. We will also come to the dark side, and there are clear ways how to avoid it. I'd like to thank our distinguished panel, Dr. Brooks, Dr. Mallika, Dr. Kaniz, Kanak, Sohed, Sahil, Aditya, Jidyasa, all of you for your great insights. Thank you to our listeners for joining us on this journey. Stay tuned for our next episode as we continue to explore the frontiers of neuroscience and AI. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.